Hello everyone! This video is footage of a private dog training lesson with an amazing, recently adopted dog named Mowgli, who was having overexcitement issues with things such as fast-moving skateboards, as well as small critters like squirrels at the park. But before I get started with showing the video footage, I want to do a quick shout out and honor one of my #1 Kiko Pup sponsors, Ray Hawk. Because of Ray and other Kiko Pup members, I'm able to create this free content where people can learn about how to train dogs without the use of physical or psychological intimidation. If you're having issues with your own dog regarding overreacting to skateboards, cars, bikes, small animals, I suggest getting help from a professional trainer who uses positive reinforcement to help you create a training plan and help you find a way to break up the steps to make it easy and fun for the dog every step of the way. But first we'll start with him enjoying just seeing a skateboard, and it's a fun thing in case someone's carrying one and he's like, oh, that's that thing that makes the noise. And then we will work towards where he's seeing us on the skateboard, just standing on it, then moving slowly, and then increase the speed as we go. So you can either free shape it where you get the dog to offer putting his paws up as a training game, or you could simply lure it where you hold the treat over the skateboard and you either, he doesn't know the clicker and I don't want to scare him, and say yes as he puts his foot up. Good job. He's like, should I walk over it? Lay next to it? Yes. He's like, it's on my settle mat. This is so confusing. So you could just put like a rolled up towel or something, or just hold it so that it's stable for him. Yes. Good job. Woohoo. So that's a fun game for him to play. Just learn to put his feet up. You could get him to learn to skateboard if you wanted, which would be fun. And then now we're going to work on just a little bit of the skateboard's movement while he's near it. So some dogs, they get more excited when they see it coming in the distance, like a little prey animal scurrying down the road. He's like, I'm going to try putting my feet on it now. Good. So I'm going to say yes and feed, because yes is his marker, and not good. Yes, good. So he's doing so well, I can move it like this. Good. But some dogs you might have to just, start by just moving it that much. Good. He's like, hello, I'm giving eye contact. Good. 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 And most likely in the street, if you start near him, he's less likely to get excited than if it comes from around a corner and it's a surprise startle. Good. And this flooring is great because it doesn't make the crackly noise. Good. So what you're looking for is loose body, that he's comfortable. He could be interested in the treats, but basically here, see, he's interested in smelling the dogs. This means nothing to him. Good. So we can move on to the next step. So anytime you see the dog really comfortable, you can say, oh, I don't need to stay on this step any longer. I'll move on. Okay. So now we're going to go in the alley, and hopefully a real skateboard won't come by. Okay, so basically I'm going to make the noise and then feed him a treat, and then I'll wait till he's not thinking about the food to then make the noise again. So he's really knowing it's about the noise that gets the treat. And it might be that it's just too easy for him because he's not even noticing it. Yes. Good. Yes. That was great because he actually looked over without moving forward. Yes. Yes. Good. Do you see how he's kind of noticing it now? Yeah. That's good. Because earlier, like with just this noise, he doesn't care about these quieter noises. It was the more loud noise. Yes. Good job. Yes. Don't worry. That was a good shot. So that game is really easy for him. So we'll move on to the next game of the movement. Yeah. And I'm thinking you here with the treats and me here skating back and forth, he's not going to get excited about this, but some dogs, they would lunge out after the skateboard. So I'm going to be like, hey dude, I'm going to take a wave on my skateboard like this. Woo! Good. Yes. And if at any point he got excited, I could just stop. And you can say, oh, you want to check it out? And then you can walk him over and show him it's not moving. Okay. So that the dog is understanding, oh, if I move towards it, nothing exciting happens. So you could just ask him to go check it out.
You want to check it out?
And most likely he's going to be like, not really. Good job.
Good boy.
Okay, so I'll try to move a little faster. Whoop. This is super embarrassing. I was going to make you do it, but I'll be embarrassed. We can do it out in the street. Woo! Okay, so he passed that step. So a lot of people are like, oh, when you break the steps up into small steps, it takes much longer. But it's just a safer way to train because you might see a problem happen, and then it's going to be way easier to work on than if you try to just take him to a park and have strangers skateboard by. Yeah. It might go okay, and then suddenly something is too much. Yeah. So this slow thing can actually go fast because he's passing all the steps so quickly. So first we'll work on two concepts: me moving past him, and then me coming from around the corner, because most likely that will be a trigger too, like the noise appearing out of nowhere. And I'm afraid I suck at skateboarding. So we'll see how it goes. But so I'm going to skateboard here. And did you see how he got excited? Yeah. So that shows you that with the trigger stacking, the location also makes it, is part of the trigger. Right. Like if a dog heard a doorbell in the park and they didn't care, then it's the doorbell plus being in the living room. So you could work on the doorbell somewhere else. Yeah. But because he did so well there, I suggest working like right in front, right here. Yes. Good job. The best way to do conditioning, in my opinion, is to make it and then have it stop while the dog gets the treat. Okay. And then when the dog's done eating, then present it again. Because if it's happening continuously, it's hard for the brain to like make the connection that is the thing that got the treat. Okay, so I'm going to make the skateboarding stop. Yes. And he's doing much better. He's like, oh, it's just her.
Yes. Good boy. Yes.
Awesome. He doesn't seem to be worried about this. Some dogs really hate it when they stop and then they do that. And then you could say, okay, check it out. It's super boring. Good super boy. Boring. Okay, now I'm going to come from further away. So I'll come and then stop. And then you can say yes. Awesome. So I forgot to mention that is a great step. You see him look. And then you can also mark him for looking back at you. Yes. Awesome. Yes. Awesome. So basically the skateboard noise should cue him to stand still and keep doing what he's doing and look for you. Yes. Good job. I'm going to come from further away. Good job. Now, of course, a normal person who skateboards will go much faster. With a faster moving skateboard, you could find a location where you can see them like on a boardwalk and you can get far enough away. Trying to think of a place. Like the place across from Fiesta Island, there's like a park there where there's lots of green area and then a boardwalk. Well, the good thing is they can't ride on the grass.
Yeah.
That's lucky. Okay, so now I'm going to come from behind the corner. So I'm going to make sure he's looking at me and seeing that I've gone behind the corner so that he doesn't freak out and think it's somebody else. I'm just going around the corner, okay? Did you hear that? That's not exciting? So there, he can't look back for the treat. So it's a little bit too much. So we could go back to me being in sight and then skateboarding, or we could let him check it out again and see that it's boring. So I can come to you in case you think he might be excited and want to pull there. And then you can check out the skateboard, say hi to me, and he's like, oh, this is so weird.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah,
What's going on?
I think that
Why are you
was what was
skateboarding?
going on. Oh.
Why are you skateboarding around there? What are you doing back there? The next exercise that we're going to work on is using something that moves like prey, similar to prey, and teach him the same concept of reinforcing him for standing calmly and being able to look at it and look back at you. So the behavior that we're training is for him to stand and then look at you or just look around everywhere except that. And we're also using counter conditioning, so he's seeing that whatever it is in a way that's not so exciting. So he's feeling calm around whatever it is, and that's going to change his emotions around whatever it is and help him be calmer. So if we used a real squirrel at first, it would be too hard. And that's why people are like, oh, positive reinforcement doesn't work. And that's because the treat, he's not even noticing it. It's like popcorn in a movie. Like he doesn't, there's no conditioning or learning happening when he's so excited. So we're going to use a toy on a string, but first we'll use just a toy. So I'll be holding the toy and we'll play the same game as the skateboard where I present the toy and then you mark him for looking back at you. I'm basically going to just show this toy.
Yes.
Awesome. And it's really hard to begin with to know what's going to be too exciting for your dog.
Yeah.
So just holding it out.
So if he doesn't look at me, he just looks at my hand. Is that
That's
okay?
fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. If you really didn't like that, you could just, as he looks at your hand, make the noise or your cue to look at your face.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
So you could mark there
Yes.
because he's completely ignoring it.
Yes.
He knows I can see that it's in his vision. Now, if I was behind him, I would only mark one time for him completely ignoring and then move on to a harder
Okay.
exercise. So now I'm going to put it down on the ground.
Yes. Yes.
And the reason that I don't want him to play with it is then he could be like feeling frustrated because he didn't get to play with it. So it's more like a wildlife distraction than, oh, it's a toy that I can't get. When am I going to get to play with it again?
Oh, makes sense. Yes. Yes.
And then if he goes for it, I'm just going to put it away.
Yeah.
And then if it was super hard and it made him stressed, then I can do it from farther away and just start with holding it in my arm, in my hand.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You're so good. I can see you've done a lot of work. I should really do the steps with my puppy, so because it looks too easy. I got this boa thing.
Oh.
I'm gonna let you have this and the fox to work with.
Yes. Yes.
Wow, he's amazing. Woo!
Yes.
Okay, we'll stop there. But basically you can do those type of games. I don't want to fill them up.
Yeah.
And then we'll go outside and do one on a toy on a string. So I'm going to move it a little. Whoop. He's like, that's easy. And then if he gets it, no big deal. So if he couldn't stop looking at it, you can just make it still. And then someone can go pick it up and hold it for a little bit. Awesome. This is too easy for him. You can play this game in the park. It's like the environment is, he knows,
Yeah, yeah. And the smells are, I think, what gets him a lot. So, like, probably can't smell the animal here or whatever it is, distraction.
Well, I'm happy to meet with you in the park another day, and we can work on the real squirrels too. It's so funny because some people, they're like, my dog's so excited by squirrels. And they're like, look, a squirrel! They say that to their dog.
Can you drop it?
Drop it?
It doesn't really matter. He's not that excited by it.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, well, I need to get it.
Okay, drop it.
Yes.
Oh, you got a free treat. Now if you notice, like, you're working, if you notice you're working together and he looks at the person who's holding the toy, then just make an attention noise to teach him, like, oh, it's the person that's holding your leash to look at. Like if he looks up at your face. Awesome. Actually getting him to play with it really helped because now you can work on this step without the park. Give me that. So if he was really close and he couldn't think to turn around, what you can do is just say, let's go, and then create some distance and then see if he can look back at you.
Take a U-turn walk like we do on the street.
And then you could also hide it if that was too hard. Or take a break, get some water. Good.
Yes.
He's really good at recovering from being excited, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Some dogs, once they get excited, it's like they're like, I need to do that.
Yeah.
You did a good job.
Poor Mowgli.
You did good. You did good. Yeah, you did. Okay.
All right.
I hope this video was helpful for your training. If you'd like to support my work, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. You can also become a supporting member of channel Kikopup by clicking the join button, and that will gain you access to one extra video tutorial a month that you can find in the community section of my YouTube channel Kikopup. See you later.